We're back with more of My Southern Home, and I'm with Ben Tyler with Ben Tyler Building and Remodeling. And Ben, this home you have worked on twice for the family over the years, and it's had quite a transformation.
It really has. It's an 1890-ish Queen Anne Victorian. It was originally a manse for the Presbyterian church down the road. It had been duplexed in the 50s, and when we got it, we put several additions on it, steel beams, things like that, to open up the house. And we just finished a recent kitchen remodel here.
So Ben, when you started working on this home, it was a duplex. So you have to tell us what you walked into when you started working on this project.
Everything was the same color. Apparently there'd been a paint sale. We tore 2 kitchens out, several bathrooms, put 3 or 4 additions on over the years, and most recently we've remodeled the kitchen.
So Ben, 30 years ago when you transformed this kitchen, it was a cherry cabinet, you had a stove in the island, and now you've rearranged everything, opened up this beautiful window, and completely transformed it again for this family to enjoy.
Kimberly, we had a good product to start with, but we really wanted to open this back wall to the backyard, which is a beautiful setting, really bring the outside into this kitchen. And modern appliances have come a long way in 30 years. So the chef here wanted a professional stove, which she got, and we've transformed countertops were plastic laminate. They're now quartzite, and many mirrored features in our cabinetry, and of course all the accoutrements to a modern kitchen with closing drawers, etc.
You have a lot of flow in here that you didn't have before, and you can definitely tell that this kitchen was built for a chef with the choice of appliances and the oversized island and a lot of the walk space that's here.
You're correct. She's a very organized chef and just loves to be able to house everything behind cabinet doors and in drawers. So better organization, the better. We call her a food chemist.
Well, one of the things I say all the time, Ben, on the show is who you choose is important. And with what they wanted to do with this project, it was very important that they chose a professional remodeler like yourself, because taking a wall out on a home that was built in the late 1800s is quite a feat.
Well, we are very used to working in these older homes, and we have a good idea of what to expect when we open up walls. And we can do a lot with steel beams and open up large wall sections that are supporting the rest of the house. And in this particular case, we did a lot of modern insulation, foaming, etc., while we did the remodel, and that helps the overall comfort level of the house too.
So we've talked about the kitchen a lot with this project, but you've transformed other rooms in this home.
We have. There's an interesting story. There's an 8x8 nursery upstairs that went from being an 8x8 nursery to a teenager's bedroom, and at the same time we did this kitchen, we remodeled that, added a bathroom up there. So it's a complete circle of life in that bathroom and that room. So
the homeowners have done a really good job with keeping the historic touches of the home, but giving it a modernized flair.
Right. We working with 11-foot ceilings here, so we've got a lot to work with and details and trim, and the details in the kitchen match those details throughout the rest of the house, and they wanted to make sure that it looked like it had been here a while.
So when you're working on a project like this on a home that's maybe 50, 60 years old, is there a difference in working on a project on a newer home versus working on a home like we're in right now, which is over 100 years old?
There is. There's differences in the way the structure is framed. There's foundation differences. There's usually materials that we don't normally work with in a quote-unquote newer home 60 years old. So we have experienced crews that are used to working with these sort of materials and the methods used to open up walls and transform the space.
So if you have a historic home, you should really do your research and find a company that works exclusively with older homes, or at least, like yourself, has a lot of experience with it.
Well, you really have to take care of these homes, and the last thing you want to do is to come into an older home and what we call remodel it and leave it for somebody else to tear out and renovate later on. So it's all about the planning process and melding the old and the new.
Well, you can definitely find some interesting things once you open up those walls.
Yes, you can. And you never know what we're going to find in some of them. We found bottles, we found newspapers. You can have a history lesson working on these houses.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Ben. We really appreciate it.
Kimberly, thank you for dropping by. This is a very special remodel for us, and we love to show it off.
We'll be back with more My Southern Home in just a moment.